Palestine, tomorrow will be free. Palestine, tomorrow will be free.
Of course, if we just look around us and see what's happening, Egypt, Syria, Palestine, and that's all just the obvious things. But we have lots of other stuff in Libya, we have in Lebanon some stuff, we have in Tunisia, we have lots of problems against Islam. And I was reading today a quote from, for example, one of the problems of Egypt, the one who did the coup, the so-called Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. He was quoting, and it's in the Guardian newspaper in the US, saying that our problem with the Mursian Muslim Brotherhood is that not that they are good or bad, but they are trying to bring back Islam as a system for the country. So that was our problem. So the problem is they don't want Islam. And if you look around the world and why it's happening around the world, it's only the same problem. These people, they don't want Islam. They are fighting Islam. That's why it's happening like this. So if I want to go down, this is the major reason behind what's happening there. Now let's try to elaborate a little bit. Can someone say to me some of the reasons why there are problems happening? For example, speak about, let's start with Egypt. Why did problems happen in Egypt? I told you the major problem why all the plan was for. So some ideas from you. What are the reasons behind these problems? Can someone raise his hand and say to me some of the reasons? Did anyone from reading the news just formed an opinion why is this happening? Anyone? Brothers, sisters? Yes. Corruption? Okay. They don't want what? It's not the problem with Morsi. It's really from us, we will be really naive if we think that the problem was Morsi. Or the problem was the Muslim Brotherhood. No, it's not that problem at all. There was another problem, the big problem that I told you at the beginning. The problem is Islam. They don't want Islam. And they called it the political Islam. Thinking that you can divide Islam into theory, practice, politics. What are they doing to us? They are splitting our Islam into divisions. So if you are from the political type of Islam, no, I'm from Islam, which must accommodate politics, as well as praying at the masjid, as well as working for the community, as well as feeding my soul, as well as doing da'wah, as well as this is all Islam. Islam is a country thinking, not just a small. They don't want that type of thinking. They want the type of thinking that you pray 5 times a day at the masjid, you are the best Muslim. Full stop. That's what they want from the models of Islam. When we present for them the model that speaks about, I'm not static, I'm dynamic. If I have Islam, I'm going to move it to the others. I'm living in with Islam, and I am heading towards something. That's Islam. I'm not going to live for myself. I'm going to live for Islam, not for myself. They don't want that type of Islam. They want the type that you practice in the masjid, inside your house, and close the door. That's all. So, that's one of the problems that's the bigger problem. Now, the brother spoke about corruption. I will add some other problems that are amongst us, that are killing problems, which is the splitting amongst us. Even amongst those who work for Islam, the dispute between the Muslims themselves. Wallahi, one of the killing points. One of the main reasons. Why? Because when we split, we are not one hand. When we are not one hand, if we are all one hand, we will be strong. If we have, for example, 1 million Muslims working for Islam, and then they split it into 3 groups, they are going to be easier to be attacked. So, and their effect is going to be smaller. So one of the main problems, like for example, what I look at it in Syria and Palestine, this is one of the main problems. The splitting. Look what's happening now in Syria. In Syria, they are fighting sometimes each other. Don't worry about the enemy, the big enemy that is killing our brothers and sisters in Syria. But amongst us, we are disputing. And this is one of the main problems that we are facing, which is the dispute amongst each other. Allah Azza wa Jal said in the Quran, وَلَا تَنَازَعُوا, and do not dispute. فَتَفْشَلُوا, so you will fail. وَتَذْهَبَ رِيحُكُمْ, and then your strength is going to go. So this is one of the main problems that we are facing, which is the dispute amongst each other. So what I look at it, if I look at the situation in Syria, Bashar is fighting, what they said it, is fighting the political Islam. He said, I don't want political Islam in my country. So he's fighting actually what? Islam. He don't want Islam. They want their own version of Islam. So this is what's happening. In Palestine as well, what happened? Even after a group of Muslims won the elections, because they were practicing in a certain way that they want to implement Islam as a full system, they fought against them. Even the Muslims fought against them, saying that they are wrong. And this is one of the problems. And when you speak about Egypt, Tunisia, our brothers there in Tunisia, they were more, let me call it wise. When they were about to be attacked the same way, they stepped back. And they said, let's reorganize it. The community is not ready yet. Let's stay one hand at this moment. Maybe in the future we'll get something. So what I try here to say, point number 1, all of our enemies are fighting the political Islam. They don't want political Islam. They are under the umbrella of democracy, saying, yeah, we have elections, we have, but they are not implementing any of this in that country. Even if the Muslims, the political Islam, they call it political Islam, they won the elections, they will do anything to knock them down. So that's a problem that is happening. Egypt, Palestine, Syria, it's happening. And then it progressed in Syria into killing our brothers and sisters. In Palestine, there is a big, what do you call it? They are, anyone here knows what the meaning of hisar? They are doing hisar around our brothers in Gaza, for example. No one can get in, no one can get out. It's absolutely closed. The borders are closed. So, our brothers there, if you go there to Gaza, some of the guys who went there, they said to us, they are living as if they are in the Stony Ages. You can't imagine. Nothing of the technology is there. As if they are 100 years back. Why? Because of the close of the borders around them. Nothing can be entering there or exiting from there. But still, they are living with might. They are living and proud that they are Muslims. And that's from Allah Azza wa Jal. Alhamdulillah, Allah has given them patience and they are working for that. Now, this is in general what the problem is that is happening around us with these countries. So, what should be our duty? What should we do for that? I want people to raise their hands and say what can they do to fix the situation. And please, there are two types of fixing the situation. There are band-aids, where you look at the problem and there is a wound here and you fix the wound. Or there is a scratch in your skin and you fix that problem in your skin. You don't know that there is a problem inside the body that is causing this. Every time you are fixing this and fixing this hand and then fixing the leg, but you are not fixing the actual problem. There are two types of fixing, the band-aids and fixing the actual problem. So, how can we fix the problem? Back to Al-Quran, the real Islam. I want for us to find out the solution for me. I want to find the solution for me. Tell me what to do to fix this problem. Be the complete Muslim. So he started. For myself, to start with myself, I must be the Muslim that understands Islam with the complete picture. That's point number one for me. Okay. What else? Anyone? Sisters? What's the next step? After I fix myself and I know what is required from me as a Muslim to be, what's the next step? University students. And we are in Uni Adelaide. Most of you are either engineers or doctors or... Am I right? Yes? Okay. What controls the number of electrons around the nucleus? Everyone should know. What controls? Who call me? Who can answer me? What controls the number of electrons around? Don't tell me you don't know the answer. Engineers, please raise your hands. Engineers, raise your hands. Every engineer, raise your hand. Every engineer, raise your hand, I say. Okay, brother. What controls the number of electrons around the nucleus? The number of protons? Yeah, better answer. I need better answer. The atomic attraction. We are close. So what controls the atomic attraction? What? What controls the atomic attraction? Bonding? No. We are not still in the bonding level. We are in the atom level. What controls the atomic attraction? The nucleus. What's in the nucleus that controls the number of electrons that that nucleus is attracting? The mass. The mass. So if we have higher mass, we have more attraction. That's the simplest of attraction rule. So we have more electrons. So what this has to do with what I said? What this has to do with what I said? I don't want any one of you to be a hydrogen atom. I want every one of you to be lead. I want everyone to be from those atoms that the mass is big and it's attracting hundreds of electrons. As you have more light inside of Islam, you will attract more people around you. and you will be able to affect more people. We don't want people that their light is dim, small, so they won't be able to affect people around them. We want people who are enlightened from inside with Islam. So when they speak about Islam, they speak proudly, with motivation, and they motivate people around them. They move people with them. We want people who are active for Islam. If I do this here, and you do this here, and you go back to your country, do that, and someone else in that country is doing the same, and someone else is doing the same. Around the world, everyone is a heavy atom, capturing hundreds of new electrons around him. Then we are going to move forward with Islam. But every one of us is just caring about himself, about his family, how to buy a house, how to get married, some kids, students, schools, expenses. Brother, how am I going to cover my expenses? Brother, who's going to cover the need of Islam? That's my main problem here. And because everyone is caring about himself, what's happening is that crisis is happening around there. When we care about ourselves and then straight away about the others and try to spread to the others, what happens is the good is going to spread. So the bad is going to shrink. So this is the reason why these problems are happening around the world, because we are not doing our job. When we do our job, all of this is going to go small. So, at the moment, so I know what I need to do, and I know my duty. I need to educate myself. I need to be with good relationship with Allah. I need to be dynamic Muslim and Muslimah, working for Islam, living Islam. My blood is Islam, my breath is Islam, my drink is Islam, everything in my life is Islam. That's my goal. Then when I'm from myself this, and I create people around me like this, then we are spreading the good. So slowly, everyone is working around the world the same way, we are spreading the good, then it's going to cover the bad that is happening. That's number one. That's a long-term plan for us. That's a duty on us, in ourselves. That's number one. Okay, short term. We have problems there. The least we can do is, for example, send some money to those who are there to protect some of our brothers in Syria. They died from just cold in this winter. And if I had the opportunity to help and I didn't help, Allah will ask me. If I had the opportunity to support them and I didn't, I'll be questioned. And imagine Allah Azza wa Jal questioning us about how many? Millions. If I didn't do my duty towards them, I will be questioned. Not one or two, millions. So it's something that is really scary. I need to do my duty towards them. Before 2-3 years, we had the fundraising for Syria. Alhamdulillah, Allah Azza wa Jal has made it successful, and we collected over $130,000. The non-Muslims who were catering for us were watching, and the first thing that we did after collecting the money was a watermelon, selling it, and it went, I think, for $600, the watermelon. And they were shocked. At the end, they came to us saying, you are donating for people who you don't know, you haven't seen, you are not going to meet in your life. That's amazing. And this is from one thing that we are doing for our brothers and sisters, which is not everything. This is part of our aqidah. المسلم للمسلم كالبنيان المرصوص. The Muslim to a Muslim like a strong building. I can't see my brothers in crisis. They are not finding food. They are not finding anything. And I am just enjoying my life. I must do my bit. I must feel them as I feel my kids. So that's one. As much as I can, I must do. And Jazakumullah khair, I know that every year you are doing this and you are collecting money, doing some fundraising for your brothers and sisters in Syria and Gaza. Jazakumullah khair, that's part of your job, and you should be working and spreading this. So that's good. What else can we do? Who can tell me what else can we do? Make dua. This is very important, to make dua. Continuously you must make dua for them. If you feel the need for them, you should feel the need for yourself. I feel them, so I feel that they need my dua. So I'm going to make dua for them. As I make dua for myself, I will make dua for them. That's continuous. What else can I do? Jazakallah khair. Educate others. That's part of my job. I must tell others what's going on there, because they don't know the truth. It has been delivered to them in the wrong way. Then I must have this say. Subhanallah. The other day I was sitting with one from the US and one who is living here, who is a Jew. And we were discussing. And I was speaking Palestine, Jews. And we were discussing, just normal discussion, saying, yeah, but he was saying about Palestinians and I was saying about the Jews. And the American was listening. It was normal discussion, saying facts about what happened. I said, no, sorry, but that's not the fact. The fact that you invaded the country, you were living outside, you came and you took over and you did this, you oppressed, you killed, you did all of this. And this is what we believe. No matter, okay, we are living here, we are peaceful, we are living with each other, working with each other, we are not carrying that problem from there to here. But if you want to educate people the wrong way, no, I'm going to educate people what's really the right and what happened. So that's something that it is my duty to educate people about what's happening in Syria, what's happening in Gaza, what's happening in Egypt. In Egypt, the media is trying to show this as a revolution. We must show that this is a coup against Islam and bring the quotes that show that those who made the coup, they are saying that we did this because we don't want Islam in Egypt. Just out of joke, one of the promoting banners against Morsi during the elections of the president, one of the promoting banners, guess what they used to write in Arabic? Protect the bikini of Egypt. Imagine, seriously, protect the bikini in Egypt. If Morsi took over, there is no more bikini in Egypt. That was straight against Islam. We don't want Islam to come, because if Islam came, we are not going to have fun. We must show them the truth about the information that is happening there. So, this is just a description. Please do not forget the core of the problem. Wallahi, the core of the problem is us. Our situation is the first step. And our duty towards our brothers and sisters is coming first from our duty towards Islam. When I believe that I need to have my duty towards Islam first, then what's going to happen after is going to be a long-term fixing of the problem. And on short term, I have to do my duty to support them as much as I can with my money, with the dua, and educating others about the situation. Anyone else has any idea or question? Idea or question? Yes.
Some of us do not have a passion to win. So some of us will ask when we want to win. When we want to win against the bad. For example, in Gaza, when we want to win.
When we want to
win against them.
Against
the enemy.
Okay.
In Egypt, in Syria, in Gaza.
When we want to win, it's not when we want to win, when Allah wants us to win. Because the winning is in the hands of whom? Victory is in the hands of Allah Azza wa Jal. And Allah will give victory to those who deserve it. So it is obvious that until now, we don't deserve. So there is a problem. So what is the fixing of the problem? So we need to fix the problem in ourselves. There is a problem, there is a serious problem. Otherwise Allah should be with us. This is the equation. I want everyone to remember what happened in Badr. Muslims were victorious. They won. How many of them? 313. The enemies were 1,000, so 1/3. And this 1/3 were not equipped. They were not going for a battle. They were going for the caravan of Abu Sufyan. They were not ready. They went to the battlefield and they saw an enemy that is highly equipped. What was their feeling? What was their feeling? Oh Allah, we have no power. If you don't help us, we are not going to win. So what was the result? Allah Azza wa Jal supported. After that, okay, so because we are Muslims, we must win. Uhud came and we lost. So the equation is not because we are Muslims we win. There is another thing that causes winning, that causes victory. And this is what we need to understand. Being a Muslim does not mean that you need to win. The victory is in the hands of Allah Azza wa Jal. If we fulfill the requirement for the victory, Allah will give us victory. Victory is not here because we did not fulfill until now. So we didn't work enough. And that's definite. We are seeing this. People are looking at Islam down. Yes, people are looking at Islam down because of us. People are thinking that Islam will never be a solution for their problems. Yes, because of us. It's our problem that we are not fixing. And this is causing what we see nowadays. So we need to have a say to our life first, to recount our understanding of the meaning of Islam and what we should do. Then Allah Azza wa Jal, if He sees that we have done, Allah Azza wa Jal has given us the equation of victory. Allah Azza wa Jal said in the last page of Surah Yusuf, حَتَّى إِذَا اسْتَيْأَسَ الرُّسُلُ وَظَنُّوا أَنَّهُمْ قَدْ كُذِبُوا جَاءَهُمْ نَصْرُنَا. Until the messengers, Allah chose the word istayasa. In Arabic, the word ya'isa means gave hope. But Allah didn't say حتى إذا يئس الرسل. Allah said حتى إذا استيأس. This is a very deep word that the messengers did everything they can until there is nothing more to do. The equation continues. جاءهم نصرنا. The victory came. Okay. So what is the equation? That I need to do the maximum for Islam until there is nothing more that I can do, then victory will come. Now ask yourself this question. Have I done the maximum that I can to Islam? No. Then no more anyone to call when is victory going to come. Because we haven't done what we are required to do. Until nothing that daily based level, you can see success in bringing people to Islam, bringing people more to understand Islam, seeing that happening. This is a small part of success. You are doing the maximum that you can, then this is going to happen. I will stop here. If anyone has a question. Any question? Sorry for upsetting everybody. But really, we are the guilty ones. Because we are not doing our job. So this is something that we need to do. Can I finish? جزاكم الله خير. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك.